All right, guys. So I'm gonna respond to this guy, Megatron or Megaton or I don't know. I used to listen to some of his kind of like medieval history videos. I have like a passing interest in kind of medieval and a lot of like Mediterranean history, Greco-Roman stuff. And so he made some decent videos on that. So I used to listen to that, and then he's been making videos responding to political people, but he's not really. He clearly doesn't know what he's talking about. I think he's just trying to inject himself into the political conversation. So he's responding to Kyle here, Kyle Kulinski. So Kyle's kind of responding to the Erika Kirk, just the way that like TPUSA's kind of monetizing and kind of grifting off of the death of Charlie, which I mean, if you've been following right wing politics, you know, it's all a big. You can call it a grift. I just say it's all a business model. They don't. Some of them believe what they're saying. Others kind of don't. Others know they're just kind of lying for the cause. At the end of the day, it's a business model. Every time one of them dies, they just fundraise off of it. Whereas when the left, even though there's more, as you know, if you've looked at the data, there's more right wing political violence. There's more death coming from the right, but the left doesn't do this. They don't have these like mega WWE events, which is what Kyle's responding to, criticizing, and this weirdo whataboutism Jesus here is going to respond to with this whataboutism. He's gonna basically make the claim that Kyle's being a hypocrite in responding to Erika's kind of weird, I guess, opportunism, while not calling out the Twitter eggs who are, I guess, celebrating Charlie's death, which I think that number's grossly exaggerated. He's going to say that there's millions. There's zero evidence that there's millions, and who knows how many of them are actually right-wing sock accounts. But yeah, let's enough intro. Let's get onto this brain-numbingly stupid take from this guy.
Been calling out and I've been talking about since the death of Charlie Kirk, but there is one that I haven't addressed yet, and I think it's time for us to do that. So, Secular Talk. He has 500,000 followers on X, but also has a successful YouTube channel, mostly for political commentary, and it's this one here. Secular Talk, 2 million subscribers, 22,000 videos. Holy moly. Right, so this is clearly going to be a video where I'm going to attack his arguments and in general his morality. Credit where credit is due, 22,000 videos is a grind. He describes as homo...
By attack, he means he's just going to make the same whataboutism argument like 20 times.
News and politics commentary from the populist left perspective. Now, I've watched this guy a few times over the years as I was trying to avoid echo chambers. As I said, this is something that I've tried to do for years. I am absolutely right-leaning, but then again, I've always tried to avoid echo chambers and trying to watch other channels in order to see how people counter certain arguments, because if you only hear one side, you might end up believing positions that instead are logically inconsistent or incoherent. So I always suggest people to try and find commentators.
Okay, we're going to skip ahead. For someone who supposedly avoids echo chambers, he's pretty... his arguments, I wouldn't even call them arguments, are pretty lame. Let's skip ahead to where he actually responds to what Kyle says.
So anyways, Secular Talk, love, tolerance, inclusivity. Yeah, that's the hypocrisy I was mentioning.
Yeah, so... it's a lot of your side is supposedly love and peace, but blah, blah, blah. There are people on Twitter celebrating Charlie Kirk's death. Yeah, unfortunately, there are people who are legitimately celebrating Charlie Kirk's death. Blah, blah, blah. Obviously, killing someone over opposing views is never okay. Obviously, there are shitty people who are going to celebrate that, but this like low IQ, like, oh, your party is the party of tolerance, but look, there are people on Twitter celebrating. It's fucking stupid, but as if, and he's gonna make this argument that Kyle's on the hook for people on Twitter celebrating, and who knows how many of them again are right-wing sock accounts. I'll play a video where Blair White, back in her less grifty days, made a video where she exposes how right-wingers make have fake protesters. They pay fake protesters to amp up numbers. So, they do it online as well.
The kind of stuff that a lot of you guys follow these people for, they don't even actually believe. Like, it's just crazy. And someone who's very prominent in the social political commentary sphere hit me up, and you know what this person told me? They told me, plant fake protesters outside of your event. Not only that, they said, make fake signs because you're probably gonna get protesters, but you wanna amp the numbers. This person instructed me, myself, or my team and myself, make signs saying things that were super, super ridiculous to put outside and bulk up the numbers of people who may protest at my events. And it made me sick because clearly this person has done that.
So anyways, let's have a look at this post that I shared and responded to. On a side note, I'm sure this guy loves this. He absolutely thinks this is totally hilarious, 100% guaranteed. Alright, so one of the things he posted this. Spirit, fake, grieving, widow, grifter, costume. Grifter, of course. Man, I swear, grifter has become the greatest red flag on the planet. I mean, I've been called a grifter for so long, but now I literally owned it. Like, I begin my days on Twitter posting, your favorite far-right grifter is at it again, let's go. And that's what I do. But in general, when people use grifter, it's just so f***ing unbecoming. It's like it's a loser move. If your attack onto someone, rather than addressing their point, position, and argument, is to call them a grifter, you've already lost. It demonstrates you do not have the ability to face their argument. And in fact, it's a way to undermine said argument. So whenever I see someone using a grift, you've already lost 1,000 points with me. Anyways.
Well, no, not if they demonstrate that you're a grifter, which is what Kyle is about to do to, this movement, to Erika Kirk and the movement. I'm not necessarily calling Erika Kirk a grifter. She's a widow, but the movement in general. And absolutely, as someone who makes their money with affiliate marketing, absolutely, there's absolutely no comparison. I will show, trying to think whether or not I should show screenshots. I gotta maintain some credible OPSEC here, so absolutely though, there's Charlie Kirk t-shirts, Trump t-shirts, Trump gold coin t-shirts, Trump meme coin t-shirts. There's nothing remarkably close on the left, center left, on the Democratic side. All of the opportunism is on the right. Yes, all of the grift is on the right. It's not even close.
Fake teardrop, skin-tight black leather morning pants, adult-size costume, blah blah blah. And there she is with all the money, pretending. Unbelievable. This is in absolute poor taste. Poor taste.
Okay, but he's avoiding the argument here. Is the fact that she showed up in this event with skin-tight pants like this, like she's showing off her looks. You have to take that into account. I'm not, I wouldn't make a video like grieving widows. Yeah, I'm not touching that. But Kyle, he's a firebrand. He'll go there. That's the argument. He's just he's doing this like outrage, like, oh, I'm so outraged. But let's keep going.
It's indecent, it's disgusting, and I don't even know why the left tolerates people like this. And I'm talking not the radicals, because of course once you're radicalized, all you see is not even a human being. You see, oh, it's a fascist. That's what you see. It's a Nazi. And so automatically whatever is done, all forms of not only ad hominem, ad personam attacks are justified, but violence is
word
justified
salads,
just because of the
echo chamber word salads
language that has been used and pushed, which is what led, by the way, to the assassination of Charlie Kirk, to the attempted assassination of Donald Trump, all of which is unconstitutional, undemocratic, and inexcusable within any given.
Okay, word salad Jesus. So what led to the greater amount of shootings and deaths from the right? Okay, what led to that? He won't mention that once. For all his whataboutisms that he's going to throw in here, he won't mention once that I recall. I mean, I've only watched this video once, but I don't believe he mentions once political violence from the right.
Civil society. But yeah, so I responded and I said, awful shame on you. The quartering said, we will remember this. Absolutely we will. This is a bad look, says Chrissy Mayer, but it's not like he cares. What's wrong with you, from Andrew Colbert? He's absolutely right. You don't deserve friends, says Phil LeBond. And yeah, this is gross, garbage human.
Okay, so there was a leftist who actually showed solidarity with you guys, and you just say he doesn't care. So see, it's a no-win scenario with this guy. So even when someone shows solidarity, you just say they don't care. This guy's a moron.
This point, I agree, because this is in response. So you might tell me, oh, but you just said that attack ad personam are wrong. Right, but the guy has dropped any level of decency. So now, yeah, we can respond in kind. Absolutely, we can respond in kind. And, of course, he provided a response to the haters, because he's the most hateful one here. Yet the haters and losers coming after me for my perfect Erika Kirk meme, he says. Let's see that response. Let's have a look. Is he going to own it? Is he going to be decent?
Let's have this conversation. People are asking questions. I'm asking questions, but a lot of people are asking questions. And what are they asking? They're saying, why is she running her hands through JD Vance's hair? Why is she doing that? That is a very, very intimate thing to do, and I'm not sure I've ever seen that happen with people who are not dating, who are not together.
Man, what is this guy gonna do if he comes to Italy or back home in Sicily, where men and women kiss each other on the cheeks multiple times just as friends? We hug all the time. What? Not everything has to be sexual, for crying out loud.
Why does he have his hand?
Newsflash, genius. This isn't Italy. Yes, I'm very familiar with Latin culture. Yes, there's a lot of cheek kissing, all of that stuff. This isn't Latin culture, okay? Notice how he just brushes this. Oh, but in Italy, the men, and women, we kiss each other on the cheek. Okay, these are white people. No, that doesn't happen. Okay, here, this is a valid question. This is a very valid question. That is some weird shit. But I don't see anything about either JD Vance's Himalayan culture or Erika's culture. He has a valid response. A valid question. And I think you know that, which is why you pivoted to Latin culture, which is neither of these people's culture. Which is why you just threw that red herring or whatever it was.
It's on her hips.
Hands on hips. What are you on about? Like, what? Now you're becoming the party of Puritans? Unbelievable.
No, if anything, the Republicans are the party of Puritans. Why it's pretty weird that they put their hands on their hips. These are valid questions. I mean, they're just questions. Just asking questions, bro.
It's another thing I haven't seen unless you're freaking dating. Why is she wearing leather clubbing sexy pants at what's supposed to be just a run-of-the-mill event, and here she is around JD Vance?
Isn't that about empowering women and their freedom? What if that's the way she wants to express themselves? These guys don't even have... But then again, this is the same party that is pro-feminism, pro-LGBT, pro-trans, against religion, and then they white knight for Islam. I mean, what are we even expecting here?
There it is. Whataboutism. He's not asking if she has the right to dress how she wants. This is a grieving widow. They're putting on this like WWE, this like Scientology. It's all about monetization. I get it. They're selling. They're always selling. I get it. I understand sales. I'm very familiar with this whole sales funnel thing that they're always doing, which just goes to show it's part of the grift. This is why he's right. It's a grift. It's they're opportunists, and I think he has the right, which he'll later on he'll make the case. Hey, she's a political figure. She's thrown herself into politics, which is why she's fair game to criticize. Again, I don't think I'd go there, but I think he's right, which is the point he's making. He's not purity testing. He's not saying she doesn't have the right to dress how she wants. It's in context to this opportunism over Charlie Kirk's death. But you be you, bro, and you do this fake outrage thing, and it's very transparent with anyone with above average intelligence.
Why did she say publicly that JD reminds her of Charlie?
What's wrong with that statement, you idiot? Nothing, Burger. Maybe it's because she respects JD Vance? How about that? It's a beautiful thing to say, in fact, because her husband, who is the father of her children and the man she had chosen to spend her entire life with, something that was forcefully and unjustly taken from her, you scum, and she said she respected Charlie as her husband, telling JD Vance that he reminds her of Charlie, the most important person in her life, is called a compliment. It's called a show of respect. But I imagine in your worldview, the idea that a wife can respect her husband is weird, because, I mean, oppressor oppressed, am I right?
Why did JD say publicly?
Or maybe because it is just selling. This is all a scheme. It is like an ongoing pyramid scheme, you scum. You scum. I am so offended by your, oh, you're horrible. I am so offended. I spit on you, my friend. Come on, dude. It's part of the grift, okay? It's fine. Actually, I take that back. Actually, JD does remind me of Charlie Kirk. They're both kind of like empty, hollow. I'm sorry. They're both grifters. They're both empty, hollow, just horrible human beings.
Watch this and let's talk about it. You really have to wonder. In fact, you know, if we would have said 3 weeks ago, Blake, if we would have said that Joy Reid and Michelle Obama and Sheila Jackson Lee and Ketanji Brown Jackson were affirmative action picks, we would have been called the racist. But now they're coming out and they're saying it for us. They're coming out and they're saying, I'm only here because of affirmative action. Yeah, we know. You do not have the brain processing power to otherwise be taken really seriously. You had to go steal a white person's slot to go be taken somewhat seriously. Play cut 52.
But I rise today as a clear recipient of affirmative action, and particularly in higher education. I may have been admitted on affirmative action, both in terms of being a woman and a woman of color. But I can declare that I did not graduate on affirmative action. This is my personal story.
I hear because of action affirmative. She can't even say that. We know. It's very obvious to us that you were not smart enough to be able to get in on your own. I couldn't make it on my own, so I needed to take opportunities from someone more deserving. You know, this is how arrogant Joy Reid and Ketanji Brown Jackson and Michelle Obama and Sheila Jackson Lee are. They're so narcissistic, they think this is persuasive. They think we're like, oh, of course, that's why we need affirmative action, because you have impressed us with your brilliance. Of course. Oh no, imagine the world without Joy Reid. Imagine the world without Sheila Jackson Lee or Michelle Obama or Ketanji Brown Jackson. They think this is persuasive.
These brilliant ladies that he mentions, brilliant ladies, the only reason they got into college is because they took a white person's spot.
Or, I have a better idea. It's part of the sales pitch. This is all a sales funnel, bro. But yeah, go on with your fake outrage. Oh, you scum. I am so offended. Huh. And I'm going to do jump cuts because I made that fake offensive comment like 18 times. I had to get it right.
Publicly that JD reminds her of Charlie. Why did JD say publicly that he wants his wife to convert to Christianity? Throwing his fucking wife under the bus.
Oh, he's one of those imbeciles. Man, this guy is a clown. You're a clown. I hope you watch this. I hope you make a response. We should absolutely go to an online war because you're a clown. I am going to address that on a separate video. I don't know if by the time I edit this, if that video addressing this idea of shameful, JD Vance wants to force Christianity onto his wife, or he thinks she was going to burn in hell. Yeah, I've already filmed that one, so it will be on this channel soon. If I have already posted it, by the time I post this one, I'll put it in a link in the description. And if I haven't, then just wait a couple of days and I'll add it once the video is public. But that's a stupid line of attack, because it's absolutely normal for a Christian man, in fact, for a man of any religion, to wish for his wife and children to become Christian, or freaking hell, to become Muslim if you're a Muslim, or if you're an atheist, won't you love? Wouldn't you be happy if your significant one at one point says, you know what, I agree with you, I think religion is all nonsense, and you convinced me because of your reason and logic. What obviously a Christian man wishes for his wife to become a Christian, because we Christians believe in our religion. I know this may be a shocker to the likes of you, but we believe in our religion. Therefore, we think that Christianity is the only path back to Jesus and to God. Hence, we wish for the people we love to make that decision one day. But he's not forcing it, and there is nothing wrong with it. And you're a hypocrite and a liar if you think that there is anything weird about this. It would be like being weirded out by the fact that a Christian believes in the resurrection. Of course we do. Hypocrite. Hypocrite. He did not throw her under the bus. He shared something that, by the way, he didn't need to. He didn't need to share. It's none of our business what happened within that family, inside the privacy of their home. Husband and wife, none of our business. But he still decided to share this desire that he has, and she's fine with it, her family is fine with it. What does it matter to you? Throwing.
Okay, now that stupid word salad is over, I'll answer it. It's because he knows the Nick Fuentes wing is coming for him, and the racist part of the GOP, which is I'm not going to accuse the bulk of the GOP being racist, but that part of the wing, of the right wing, is taking over. I saw this coming from a mile away when Trump, I guess when the Trump wing took over, and when all the vanilla conservatives, the Charlie Kirks, the Candace Owens, who really still wanted the argument to be like, no, the problem is the reason blacks don't get ahead is because hip-hop culture, blah, blah, blah. The Trump wing, what he was enabling, it's the race, quote-unquote, race realists. That part is coming for the Republican Party. And JD Vance knows he has to bend the knee. That is why he did that, you moron.
I will not take that from JD Vance. You married some Indian immigrant. You have no right now to talk about white women in America. You have lost that right. JD Vance is getting squeezed, and he's going to have to make a decision. JD Vance, our vice president, spoke at Turning Point USA last night, and he held a Q&A session, just like the Groyper Wars, just like Charlie Kirk. And he was met with one Groyper question after the other. They said, tell us about your connections with Palantir. Why did you marry a Hindu if you're a Christian? He's getting squeezed. Because the Groypers are on the one hand saying, hey, listen, fat boy, we want America first. You want to run for president? We want to hear you say America first. And on the other side, he's got his donors, and they're saying, they're horrible anti-Semites. You have to disavow them. You have to forcefully condemn them. Condemn Tucker. Condemn the Groypers. Now, if Vance condemns the Groypers, we are deploying to Iowa. Raise your right hand. I swear I'm going to move to Iowa and New Hampshire and Nevada and South Carolina and one primary after the next. And we will go to every town hall. We will go to every meet and greet where there's 4 or 5 people, and we will be there. And we'll do it for free.
Kyle understands this. Anyone who understands U.S. politics understands this.
Throwing his wife directly under the bus. Why was her head also on Jesse Waters' chest? That's another thing that happened, which was very apparent and very clear.
It's called Comforting a Grieving Widow. Seems like this guy doesn't understand the concept of empathy, solidarity, compassion.
And everybody had to pretend like it wasn't bizarre as we were all witnessing it. Why did she rush in to fundraise off of Charlie Kirk's murder? That seems wildly inappropriate to me.
So having a fundraiser is inappropriate, but making fun of Charlie Kirk's death is not. This is the worldview of the likes of this.
There it is.
You shouldn't even have access to this.
There it is. There it is, the whataboutism. So, two things can be true at once, but he thinks he can just shove it under the table that, oh, so what? So what if she's fundraising off of her husband's death? How about poking fun of a grieving widow? Hey, maybe they're both not okay. So, like, I don't understand. Who does this idiot think he's fooling? Like, I mean, if someone has the ability to access YouTube, I can't imagine they're stupid enough to fall for this this false dilemma.
Word. You have lost the privilege of utilizing the word inappropriate the moment you started mocking. What happened to Charlie and his wife? So you can use it.
Oh,
but
good
nobody's
one.
never going to take you seriously because what you do is inappropriate.
Oh, good one, bro. You know what? I thought he had a good point when he pointed out that his wife was fundraising off of her husband's death. But when you pointed out that it's inappropriate to poke fun of or whatever he's doing about a grieving widow, oh my God! Suddenly, oh wow, good Lord, IQ 6,000, bro.
50 times more. What's more? I have this question for you. If you do watch this video and respond, Secular Talk, I have this Kyle. I have this question for you. What's more appropriate? Please don't dodge the question. Have the decency. Be a man and respond and answer this. What's more inappropriate? Raising a fundraiser after your husband dies, or making videos to laugh, celebrate, endorse the assassination of Charlie Kirk? Which among these two is more appropriate? Don't dodge it. Don't deflect it. Don't tell me yeah but and hit whataboutism. Which of these two? So at least be transparent. Either be honest and say all the people that laughed at Charlie Kirk's murder, that made jokes, and that endorsed it, and then called for the death of his children. This is your side, man. This is your side. Is it more appropriate to ask for the death of his children because they're bigots, or is it more inappropriate what she did? Which one is it? And if your answer is that what she's doing is more inappropriate, then at least we see your true colors. Own it at this point. And instead, if you agree with me and you say that calling for violence on the children and endorsing political assassination of your opponents, intellectual opponents, if you think that that is more inappropriate, then why are you not calling out what is more inappropriate? And instead you're focusing on a grieving wife. It's checkmate. Whichever you choose is checkmate.
That's not checkmate. That's low IQ whataboutism. And saying, oh, don't say whataboutism doesn't make it not whataboutism, okay? It's still inappropriate what she did, okay? It could be more, this other thing could be more inappropriate. It doesn't mean that it's not inappropriate to fundraise off of your husband's death. The whole thing, it's just a money-making scheme, okay, dude? And also, we're talking about an influential person. Erika Kirk is an influential person. JD Vance is an influential person. Charlie Kirk, who was a grifter, is an influential person. You're comparing them to randos on Twitter. What's more is there are plenty of right-wingers who do the same thing when a leftist is killed. Did you call out, and the answer is obviously no, the people when Pelosi got hit in the hammer with a head, all of the people who were saying, oh, it's because Paul, it was really his aggrieved gay lover, and it was over some gay lover spat. That's why this happened. Every time a left-winger gets shot and there's people laughing about it, do you call them out? You don't care. This is fake outrage. Okay, there's more political violence coming from the right. The difference is the left doesn't have these mega church Scientology-like multi-level marketing WWE events, okay? And part of the reason you get this backlash from people that are ostensibly are on the left is because the right has these mega church events, okay? And then you come along, morons like you come along and do this fake, this is a checkmate. Your commentary on Erika Kirk doesn't count unless you talk about these randos on Twitter. It's like, no. Or you talking about a grieving widow. Screw you. You wouldn't be talking about this if the same thing were happening on the left. Okay, no one falls for this. It's not a checkmate. Checkmate either way. No one falls for that. That's retarded, bro.
Wildly inappropriate in that moment. Why did she post creepy videos on social media of her holding her dead husband's hand with him laying in the casket, getting fucking social media clout off of his demise?
The showing of the corpse, I have to agree with. I hate that. Begrudgingly, I have to agree with him. I thought that was much. Personally, I wouldn't have done it simply because I would have kept it private. So I have to agree with him on that one.
Are you kidding me? If I was fucking murdered, do you think Crystal would take a picture holding my dead hand as I'm in the carcass?
You wouldn't be in the carcass. You would be the carcass in the coffin.
And fucking...
Oh, good one, dude. Wow. Obviously, he misspoke.
And trying to make a social media clout moment off of it? Are you kidding me? That's fucking grotesque. And we're not going to pretend like it's not.
I hate the way he speaks. I hate everything about this guy, but I agree with him on this one. Grotesque.
It absolutely positively is.
Because you can't help but agree with him. Because this is some try-hard crap where you're just trying to find a way to disagree with him, but you can't because this is just a sales funnel, dude.
Why were there fucking pyrotechnics at his funeral before she spoke like it was some sort of WWE event?
Oh my gosh, he's literally though. Now you're losing the plot.
No, that is the plot. This is what they do at sales events. You go to some like big mega church, some Scientology event, some multi-level marketing event. This moron's gonna compare it to like wearing jeans or something, some small thing of etiquette. No. They do that to get your neurotransmitters firing, to get your dopamine levels firing, so that you buy whatever, some timeshare thing. It's all a sales funnel. It's all a grift. He's right. This is just a grift.
Who cares about the pyrotechnics? Who cares? Man, he's really... You know what this demonstrates?
It's not that he cares. It's that it's another quiver in this arrow. It's just more proof that this is all a grift. Like, you may be too smooth-brained to care, but people who are, like, actually looking into this, like, this is his point. It's all a grift. It's all... I don't know what else to say. It's so obvious to anyone who's, like, open to this. Like, I understand it's your job to, like, oh, I don't care, and I'm just going to make the same whataboutism argument 20 times and say, oh, checkmate either way, and I'm just going to point and do these weird hand gestures hoping... that fools my audience, but no, bro. I don't think your audience is that stupid.
It's that he doesn't have a strong counter-argument, and so now he needs to try and get every single little bit. Why did he put on a blue tie if the guy was a Republican?
Counter-argument to what? What's the argument he's countering?
Why did he put on jeans instead of a suit? Like he's literally gonna find. I mean, if you
right, jeans instead of a suit. That's the equivalent of the fireworks that they put on, like they do at a Super Bowl or any other event. Anything else where they're trying to get your dopamine levels to sell you something. Yeah, good one, bro.
Talk about the fireworks. Then he's literally gonna go into every single possible detail. That all of this, by the way, to justify this, which doesn't work. You are responding, what you're doing here is shifting the goalpost. You're responding to this. Nothing you said up to this point clarifies or justifies this.
No, what's the goalpost, dude? the goalpost is this is a grift. This is all a sales event. This is part of like a sales funnel. This is all part of just a series of trying to sell people shit. This is all, I don't want to say grift for the 8,000th time. This is all part of a ongoing campaign to make money, no matter what. To win hearts and minds and to just scam people out of money. Trump coin, Dogecoin, Charlie Kirk shirts, We Are All Charlie, the toughest nails shirts with like Trump with his bleeding ear. It's all part of the same sales funnel, bro. And this is just one more data point in that argument. There's no goalpost moving, dude. It's part of the same goalpost. Try a new talking point, bro.
You could even the one thing that I agreed with you, the body and the holding of the hand, even that doesn't justify mocking and laughing and what you're doing.
I don't think he's mocking and laughing
the
anymore.
Children are still suffering. At that point,
no, I'm wrong. He is doing a little mocking and laughing.
I would say make a video, call out the thing and say, hey, this is grotesque, this is nonsense. But the laughing and mocking and celebrating, particularly in this context, because it's not even a situation where, well, he did this, but no one else did. No, there are millions of Americans that are laughing at Charlie Kirk's death.
Okay, show me the data, dude. Show me the data that there are millions of Americans laughing at Charlie Kirk's death. Yeah, I know there's millions of Americans who are opposed to Charlie Kirk. Show me the data that there are millions of Americans laughing at Charlie Kirk, that are mocking him. Like, I'm against Charlie Kirk. I disagree with him. I'm not laughing at him.
And are pushing for more. And within that context, it makes this even more inexcusable.
Okay, show me the data.
Within the context of fellow Americans that say, take out his children because they're going to grow up bigoted. And you worry about the trousers she's wearing?
Who are those people? Show me. And prove to me that those aren't right-wing sock puppets on X that are doing that to push a fake narrative.
The kind of stuff that a lot of you guys follow these people for, they don't even actually believe. Like, it's just crazy. And someone who's very prominent in the social political commentary sphere hit me up, and you know what this person told me? They told me plant fake protesters outside of your event. Not only that, they said make fake signs because you're probably gonna get protesters, but you wanna amp the numbers. This person instructed me to myself, or my team and myself, make signs saying things that were super, super ridiculous to put outside and bulk up the numbers of people who may protest at my events. And it made me sick because clearly this person has done that.
Are you that shallow?
Like it was some sort of fucking celebration.
No, he's not that shallow. You're just that stupid.
Chin. Why did she immediately come out and say, I'm going to take over Charlie's position at TPUSA? Don't you think that the overwhelming majority of people, especially if you're torn up psychologically and mentally, wouldn't you say, you know what, I'm going to step back from the spotlight. I'm going to have some time to mourn.
Did you lose your spouse? Was your spouse assassinated because of politics?
Okay, I actually agree with word salad Jesus here. Yeah, I would never put myself in a position to, like, you just lost your husband, like, why wouldn't you do this? Like, yeah, if I've never been in a position, and even if I was, everyone grieves differently, right? Everyone reacts. I agree with this guy. Like, I don't know what I would do in that. You can't say, like, you just lost your husband, like, wouldn't you do this? Like, you don't know. Different people react differently. So I would give Erika the benefit of the doubt on this one.
No. So you're in no position to say what you would have done. And also, I respect that. You know why I respect that? Because it looks to me like a woman who is putting her children and her ability to provide.
Yeah, so, and maybe I'm being a little too, I don't know, maybe I'm being a little too charitable, but yeah, like, if I had a spouse and I would say, what would they want me to do? Like, this is what I mean, look, I'm opposed to TPUSA, but, like, as a spouse, I would say this is what they would want me to do. Yeah.
Fight for those children. I'm not pretending that she's not rich. Of course she's rich. But she's still putting her family first and decided to take that position and not allow the monsters who took out her husband to win. Because that's what they want. They wanted to leave it. In fact, they want the entirety Turning Point USA to collapse because of it. And she's standing to fight. She's showing an example to her children that she's going to be strong. In fact, that's a strong woman if I've ever seen one. You should be proud of her. Hypocrite.
Okay, enough virtue signaling. Virtue signal Jesus. Let's just get on to the next Kyle talking.
I'm going to have some time to reflect. I'm going to have some time to rethink my life. I'm going to have some time to get my shit together since I just lost my fucking better half. No, she immediately jumped in and said, I'm going to take Charlie's position at TPUSA. Why are there videos that are all over social media, and they are, you can't deny it, of her crying, but it's 100% proven there are no tears. She's got the tissue, she's doing the thing, but then you zoom in, there's no tears. Why is that happening?
Could you imagine this creep who actually sees?
This too. I haven't done a deep dive on the whole, like, what about this? There's no tears. I don't know. That I haven't paid that much attention like I did with, like, the Sandy Hook stuff, and was like, oh, what about this? I don't know. This guy's going to talk about, like, there's multiple takes, and maybe, you know, the other take, there was no tear. I don't know. If Erika, if they just did a different... like the later take they did was with her without tears. I'm not gonna listen to Kyle imply that she wasn't really crying. Let's just get past that. Nor am I gonna listen to phony Jesus virtue signal about Kyle implying that she's not crying. Let's get to the next argument. But yeah, I won't entertain that argument.
Why is it that she's putting herself front and center, but then getting mad when people react? See, this is my message to conservatives. You can't have it both ways. You can't make her deeply political.
So this I agree with. If you're gonna put yourself in the spotlight politically, you become a political figure. This I agree with.
You can't put her front and center. You can't put her at the head of TPUSA. You can't put her in front of every fucking camera and microphone in existence. And then get mad when we react to it.
You didn't just react. You should be allowed to react. I agree with him. You should be able to react and attack at arguments, attack at points, attack at politics, attack everything she stands for, if that's what you want. What we get mad is that you guys laugh at the death. You celebrate death. You endorse murder.
See, there it is. That you guys. Notice, he's not responding to Kyle. He's like, you guys. He's just piling Kyle in with, like, whoever these anonymous people are on Twitter. Which, does this guy even really know who these people are? How many of them are just right-wing sock puppets, amplifying the numbers of people that are poking fun of Charlie's death? And he's just, whataboutism. Oh, you guys are doing this, you guys, but now you guys are doing this. Instead of responding directly to Kyle's arguments, he's just engaging in this, I know, I'm going to say it again, whataboutism, because that's what it is. And I know these guys try to like weaponize, oh, you say whataboutism, but look, because that's what it is. Like saying, oh, you say whataboutism, it's not a counter argument. It doesn't not become whataboutism because you say, oh, you say whataboutism. Like, address the arguments. Don't just say whataboutism.
You laugh at suffering, and then that's what you do not have a pass to that sort of behavior.
Okay, where's Kyle laughing at suffering and death? He's not. He's pointing out the hypocrisy. He's pointing out the opportunism over someone's death. He's pointing out the absurdity of I guess Erika Kirk apparently I don't know, massaging JD Vance's head. Like, all you have is, oh, go to Italy where the men kiss the women on the cheek 4 times. Like, you don't have answers to these, bro. You just have, like, oh, there are people out there on social media laughing at Charlie's death as if Kyle is on the hook for that.
You don't.
That's not how it works.
How dare you, sir? You don't.
You're in the game or you're not in the game. Either you're in the game or you're not in the game.
It doesn't make everything you say fair game. It doesn't. It doesn't. And you are not complaining about...
But he's not saying that everything she says fair game. What do you mean? Who's you? he's pointing out very specific things in this this weird mega church Scientology pyramid scheme sales funnel. That's what he's pointing out. I don't know what you mean by everything you say. You don't seem to define what that means.
About your side. You're not saying anything.
Your
about
side.
the people
Your side. You keep dumbing it down to your side. The people on your side. Address his arguments. Don't dumb it down to your side.
said take those kids off. Take them out. Is that fair game? Is that okay? But because it's political. I mean, Charlie Kirk put himself in front.
Who are those people, though? Do you even know that they're really left-wingers?
Ben, you know what this person told me? They told me plant fake protesters outside of your event. Not only that, they said make fake signs because you're probably gonna get protesters, but you wanna amp the numbers. This person instructed me to, myself, or my team and myself, make signs saying things that were super, super ridiculous to put outside and bulk up the numbers of people who may protest at my events. And it made me sick because clearly this person has done that. And it's
Under the camera was a political speaker and commentator for the right wing.
I haven't seen one person say that. I'm not saying no one said it. I'm pretty sure that there's some sick people out there, but Kyle isn't on the hook for that. Kyle didn't say that.
So if people can say whatever they want about their children, people can laugh when his neck explodes. Is that okay? Is that how it works? Do you want your political opponent to...
And there I am. I'm going to point my finger because I'm going to hope that by pointing my finger, this makes my argument not transparently a dodge. And I'm going to just point my finger and talk about what some anonymous people on Twitter and Facebook and wherever else, and who knows if they're even on the left and not just right-wing sock puppets. And I'm going to hope that people just focus on that and not on what influential people are doing. And maybe they'll fall for this finger-wagging bullshit that I'm babbling on about.
Dance on your grave if this happens to you. And I hope it doesn't. I don't like you one bit. In fact, I despise you.
Oh, I despise you.
But I wish you safety and success.
Sure
I hope
you do.
that what happened to Charlie Kirk never happens to you, and I hope that what happened to Charlie Kirk's wife never happens to your wife. And if this happens to you, I would not dance on your grave. And I would absolutely call out any conservative who would start saying, take his wife out now, take his children out, laughing and endorsing for this. Absolutely I would. But you don't, and that's the difference between me and the likes of you and your ilk.
Oh, nice talking point, bro. So, if I go through your channel, am I going to find you bashing or, I don't know, calling out the people who were talking about Paul Pelosi, saying that the guy who hit him in the head with a hammer was actually his gay lover? Will I find that? Will I find out? Will you talk about how right-wing political violence happens more often than left-wing, at least here in America? Will I find that out, or is this just some fake virtue signaling because you're just looking for attention? Maybe your historical videos, maybe you hit a snag, you ran out of things to complain about. No more like, oh my God, Netflix released a series where Achilles is black. Maybe that there aren't people looking for that kind of rage bait. I don't know, bro. But I don't believe you. I don't think you really would. This comes off as really fake and try hard and just really stupid. I don't know, dude. Stay in your lane. And I don't know, man. Get a haircut.